so that
Okay.
people, they can join.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I think we're going to
I've started recording, but we can cut this little first bit out.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. And welcome. Okay, Satish, just let me know when you're ready.
I think we'll just give another 30 seconds so people
Okay.
have some time more to join.
Okay. Somebody's battery is very low.
This might be mine.
It was me. It's plugged in, but it keeps popping up that it's low. I don't know
What's
I
going
don't know
on.
why it keeps doing that, but it won't die. It's been doing it all week.
Okay. Okay. The lobby's looking nice and full. Satish, are you ready to rock and roll?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of the Virtual Wellbeing Festival. Wow, day 5. So much has happened in the last 5 days. We've had some great speakers, and Satish has been here every single day doing our meditation, and boy, do we feel pretty zen afterwards. So I'm going to bring Satish in a moment, but welcome to today's mindfulness and meditation for busy professionals. And the session will start shortly. And just to introduce myself, my name is Sasha, and I'm a development facilitator working for learning and development, and I'm going to be hosting the session today. And then there's Louise that is working in the background, and she's going to be just clicking through some of the slides, but also looking at the chat for us as well. And just some housekeeping, just to remind people that your mics are disabled. And the reason for that is to avoid any sort of feedback whilst we're recording the session. And but your cameras are enabled. So if you wish to have your cameras on, you can have them on. But if you want to turn them off during the meditation, that is absolutely fine also. If you have any questions for Satish or any feedback, please pop it in the chat and we'll hand that over to him at the right time. And just to remind people that the session is being recorded and it will be uploaded later onto the Wellbeing Live Festival website, but also the 3 dots. So if anybody is hard of hearing, and you can access the transcript on the 3 dots on the MS Teams toolbar. And so next. And I think we're going to be handing over to Satish just about now. So Satish, it's a pleasure to welcome you again on this lovely Friday morning.
Thank you very much, Sasha, and thank you all those who have joined today, the session 5. If somebody is new to this session, just introducing myself, my name is Satish Chadha, and I'm the clinical lead for diabetic screening program. In addition, I'm also a certified trainer in NLP, trainer in hypnosis, clinical hypnotherapist, mindful teacher, and certified meditation coach. So today's session, we'll be focusing on self-compassion and Ho'oponopono. You might have heard, this is an ancient technique of forgiveness process and inner child meditation. So if you can keep your mobile on silent if possible, use headphones if possible. And remember, this is your time. I call it your me time. Let this be the most important time for you today, your own time. Focus on you. So the first question is, who are you? This is a real useful question asking, who am I? So if you remember, you are a spiritual being. You have the body, you have the emotions, you have the mind. And when we talk of mind, conscious mind and subconscious mind, and remember at the being level, at the core level, you are whole, you are complete, and you are perfect. And when we talk of mind, the conscious mind or the intellectual mind or thinking mind is just about 5%. Rest is all subconscious mind. And the characteristic feature of conscious mind is that you can choose, you can accept or reject anything, and it can originate the ideas. But the subconscious mind, which is the most important mind, is the feeling mind. It cannot reject. It does not think or reason independently. It must accept. It cannot determine the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And it is the memory bank, permanently stores everything that ever happens to you. It is preserver of balance, maintaining bodily functions. And it is also has programming, beliefs, habits, and all the experiences. So you see, this is the most important feeling mind. Now, when we talk of self, what is the self? Self is the center. And all the others, they surround the self. And then we have the cultures and environment. And there are various components of self. You might have heard of self-esteem, social self, self-knowledge, self-compassion. So today we'll be focusing on self-compassion. What is compassion? According to the dictionary, compassion is sympathetic consciousness of others' distress, together with a desire to alleviate it. In other words, you recognize that someone is suffering and you try to help. Most of us have never learned how to have compassion for ourselves. Think about the way you speak to yourself. If you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself, would you have any? Self-compassion is simply the process of turning compassion inwards. We give ourselves support and encouragement rather than being cold and judgmental when challenges and difficulty arise in our lives. With self-compassion, we give ourselves the same kindness and care we give to a good friend. According to main researcher of self-compassion, Dr. Christine Neff, self-compassion includes three elements. The first element is mindfulness versus over-identification. When you're self-compassionate, you are aware of your own suffering. You bring your attention inward to notice your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. As you attune to yourself, you are non-judgmental and curious. Mindfulness is a non-judgmental, receptive mind state in which one observes the thoughts and feelings as they are without trying it to suppress or deny them. The second component is the common humanity versus isolation. Recognizing that suffering and personal inadequacy is a part of shared human experience, something that we all go through rather than being something that happens to me alone. Common humanity is an aspirational concept that challenges us to consider that we all have something in common. We are all struggling in some way and we all wish to find peace. When we realize that we are not alone in our suffering, we feel comforted. The third component is self-kindness versus self-judgment. This refers to your inner voice, which might sound like more an inner critic. When you are practicing self-compassion, you treat yourself the way you treat someone you respect and appreciate, with kindness, encouragement, and mentorship. So instead of berating yourself each time you mess up, you say, I'm human and make mistakes. What can I learn from this? And then you move on. Lisa very nicely said, be careful how you are talking to yourself because you are listening. And important thing is what matters most is how you see yourself. That is really important. So let us do a little practice of self-compassion. In this practice, we will be cultivating self-care and self-compassion and then offering it out to others. To begin, find a comfortable place to sit, settling into your sitting bones and closing your eyes when you are ready. Let your posture be relaxed, though alert, and then ground your attention for a few moments in the flow of your breath. Each breath is like an anchor that helps you to reconnect with this present moment. If you notice any habitual contraction in the body, such as in the forehead, the shoulders, or jaw, relax this holding pattern gently and then return to the breath. Feel this breath now as if it is nurturing your heart. Without force, see if the heart can open itself to being nourished by the breath. Now bring a hand to your heart, letting your palm rest with care upon it. Notice the way it rises and falls with each breath. Let the touch of your palm to your chest be tender so that you can feel the care your hand offers. In return, feel the palm filling with the compassion of your heart. The offering of care goes back and forth, into the palm and out of the palm. Stay here for another few breaths. Notice now if there is any other part of your body that needs this caring touch. If so, gently move your palm to that place. Your hand can also stay right where it is if you prefer. Feel the energy of self-care expanding either still within your heart or to another part of your body. Continue to breathe naturally while offering yourself a few compassionate prayers. May I take care of myself. May I speak to myself with compassion. May I be filled with peace. If there are any other words of care you need to hear at this moment, offer these to yourself as well. Now feeling how loving and nurturing this is for you, take a moment to extend this care to another being. Bring to mind someone in your life who could use this loving energy. Once you have this person in mind, offer them the same prayers of compassion. May you take care of yourself. May you speak to yourself with compassion. May you be filled with peace. Rest here for another few breaths. Gently release the image of this person from your mind now, and then call to mind all of humanity, silently repeating, may we take care of ourselves. May we speak to ourselves with compassion. May we be filled with peace. Rest here for few more breaths. Gently release all internal images now, and then settle back into your own heart. You might let a hand rest here once again, or you can sit comfortably with your hands in your lap. Take 3 long, clearing breaths now. Coming back into your body. Continue to breathe naturally and steadily. And when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes to come back. Welcome back. So that was just a glimpse of self-compassion. Now, what is Ho'oponopono? You might have heard of this term. This is very ancient, our ancient technique of Hawaiian Huna, about 5,000 years back. Morona Simeona began to modify the traditional Hawaiian forgiveness and reconciliation process of Ho'oponopono to the realities of modern day. If we can accept that we are sum total of all past thoughts, emotions, words, deeds, and actions, and that our present lives and choices are colored or shaded by this memory bank of the past, then we begin to see how a process of correcting or setting it right can change our lives, our families, and our society. Dr. Hugh Len is credited with expanding on Morna's new modern version of Ho'oponopono. It is the soul comprising of conscious and subconscious mind. That is where the word is. And the word is memory, replaying. So when you have a problems, the worldly problems, it's just simply memories replaying in the subconscious mind. And that's where you have to go. So the Ho'oponopono is appealing to the divinity to restart in the subconscious mind and erase and take it back to zero or void. Void or zero is the foundation of self-identity of the mind of the cosmos. It is precursor state to the infusion of inspiration from the divine intelligence into the subconscious mind. Divinity is incredibly smart. So what it says, let us begin with zero. It is like a cloth, it is zero. This is the cloth on which the divinity is going to build the mind. So we start with zero. So when you look at the mind, it consists of three aspects: the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious. But the important part of that is each one with those is zero. So you have a state, divine intelligence, going to the superconscious mind, and then it is going to the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The void is the foundation of self-identity, of mind, of cosmos. It is the precursor state of infusion of inspiration from the divine intelligence into the subconscious mind. Each begins with zero. Superconscious begins with zero, conscious mind starts with zero, and the subconscious mind starts with zero. It is the face of God. Zero or void is the face of God. That is what God looks like, plain and simple. Now let us look at the loci. Divinity says, okay, here is the loci, superconscious, conscious, and subconscious, zero. As long as the loci is at zero, it can come forth from the void, from the zero, it can inspire. Now the inspiration comes in which is the breath of the God. Divinity breathes into the loci, and when the divinity breathes into loci, whatever talent she has, whatever direction she has, but this divinity is doing it. So when the loci is inspired, divinity is guiding for as long as loci is free from the memories. Divinity flows, has its ways. This goes on. As soon as the memory comes up, it cancels the inspiration. It cancels zero, and you are displaced. You are out of step. Memory takes you out of step, and we have been out of step for as long as 99.99% of the time. So Ho'oponopono is about getting back to zero. How do you get back to zero? You do all these cleansing processes to get back to zero. And why you want to be at zero? So that divinity can come through. So that you have perfect body, perfect ideas, perfect camera position, perfect house you buy. The idea is to get the perfection. And as the divinity runs your mind, as opposed to the memory running you, memory displaces void. It takes you out of zero, and you cannot have the manifestation of inspiration. Memory takes you out of the alignment to avoid, to void or zero. So memory needs to be transmuted to the void or inspiration. This gives a diagrammatic representation when you are in a state of inspiration. Divine intelligence, superconscious, conscious, and subconscious, they are all aligned. In a state of memory realignment, memory plane, there is no realignment here. So the memory displaces the void. So you are not aligned with divinity. So you say to divinity that you don't know what the memories are. You're going to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You do petition to the divinity. And the role of the divinity is to transmute the memories at whatever time, place divinity chooses. We don't have any choice over that. Divinity knows what is the right timing for everything. We can't beg. We can't say, come on, give us a break. It doesn't work. So the idea is to come back to divinity and let the divinity handle it. As Morana Simona says, let divinity clean and erase so that you can find your own Sangrila, a remote, beautiful, imaginary place, which approaches where life approaches perfection, which is zero. Where? Within yourself. Just diagrammatic explanation that problem solving, you start with the conscious mind, repentance and forgiveness. You ask the subconscious mind to forgive, let go. That information goes to the superconscious mind, then divine intelligence, and there is transmutation of the divine intelligence of all those memories. And now you are aligned and the inspiration flows from divine intelligence. So that is the whole process, Ho'oponopono cleansing. Hawaii, Ha is the breath, Wa is the water, I is the divinity. So breath and water of divinity. So simple process of cleaning is Ha breath. You take 7 breaths, inhale to the count of 7, hold to the count of 7, exhale to the count of 7, hold to the count of 7. And blue solar water is also cleansing. You might have heard of that. But the simplest thing is the Ho'oponopono prayer or mantra. They are 4 sentences. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you. So let us do the inner child meditation of Dr. Hugh Lin. Let us do inner child meditation. Relax with your eyes closed. I'm going to take you through, to me, what is the most important relationship in creation. That is between the conscious and subconscious, or I'm going to call between the mother and child. The mother being the conscious mind who has choice to either care for the child or ignore it. So let us suppose from now we move the terminology where the conscious mind is really the mother aspect of creation and the subconscious is the child and is the child who has all memories since creation and its burden. Clear? You have depression, it's the information in the child that is experiencing the depression. So we want this relationship to work. So the first thing what you want to do is that you want to do this really slowly. The first thing you want to do is you want to say to this child, oh, for the first time in creation, I am acknowledging your presence in me. So that's the first thing that it is important to do is to acknowledge that you are aware that there is this being in you called the inner child. And you are talking to your inner child. So, wow, this is the first time that I am aware that you are part of me. And the next thing you want to say to it is something very simple. I love you. I love you. And then you acknowledge the fact that all of the hurts and pains are the data kept in this child. You say to this child very simple, I'm sorry, please forgive me for all the accumulated memories that you experience as sorrow, as grief, as pain. So you are talking to this child, acknowledging your responsibility that all of the wounds that this child has, that you have created, accepted, and accumulated, and you would like to have it undone. So one of the process, very simple to do is, you must always ask the child for permission. You must never do to the child without asking for permission. So this is what you want to do. You want to say to this child, please, please allow me to stroke the top of your head with love and concern. Just talk it. Please allow me to do this, and just do it. You don't have to imagine anything. Just do it. So see yourself just stroking the top of the head of the child. When you are stroking the top of the head of the child, you are saying to the child, I love you. Please forgive me for all the accumulated wounds that you now had stored. I'm sorry. Again, I'm stating back, this is the most important relationship because you can teach this child how to do the cleaning, and so you can put this child on automatic. But if you have not been acknowledging this child or really caring for it, it won't do it. So you just stroking his head. I love you. Thank you for being part of me, and I am sorry if I have been neglectful, if I am not taking good care of you, if I have manipulated you, I am sorry. And then you kind of take an inventory. You talk to the child where all the memories replay problems and say to the child, if you don't mind, help me to let it go. So you start to the top of your head. And if you had any headache, any backache, you walk you down your body, you take an inventory and you say to the child, oh, this that we have experienced, this headache, please let go of the memories that are replaying this. I don't know what the memories are. I don't want to know what the memories are, but you know. And then we can offer it to the divinity through the superconscious. We can ask the divinity to set it free. So what you are doing is you are stroking the head very gently. So now you are going to ask the child for permission to hug it gently, not bear hug. Bear hug frighten the child. So you are saying the child, please allow me to hug you very gently. And when you do it, just do it. You don't have to imagine. Just hug the child gently. And you have this little child in your arms and you talk to it. Thank you for being part of me. I love you and I'm sorry for all the accumulated memories that you have experienced as pain and suffering. Please, please forgive me. After you are done with that, you ask the child to give you a hand. Please give me your hand so that I can grasp it gently, gently, stroking. Whatever hand you want to give it to me, please give it to me. So in your mind, you reach for the hand. You grasp it gently, gently stroking. And again, you acknowledge is part of you. Thank you for being part of me, a part of me that I have not paid very much attention to. And I'm sorry. Please, please forgive me. I love you. Then you may want to take another inventory. You might want to take it to financial. And you say to the child, okay, it's just the memories that are problem. So I'm asking you to let go. Please let go. And then you take an inventory, whatever financial things that you are going through, any tax audits you want to work on. It acts on all of that you want to work on. Anything that has to do with the foreclosure of the home or anything you are talking, because the problem is not the foreclosure. The problem is not the finances. It's the memories replaying the wounds. It is the mortgage on your soul, and you want this child who hold the mortgage to let it go. Please let go. Oh, we have been overdrawn on the bank, or we have been abusive to money. Whatever we remember abusive to money, abusive to finance, abusive to the land, please let go. Then ask the child permission to hold the other hand. Please allow me to hold your other hand. And then you reach mentally for the other hand. Grasp it gently, gently stroking it. I want you to be clear that this child is where all the problem is stored. So you want to be on good relationship with this child. So it will let go and let go. So as you crave and you are stroking the hand, Then you look at yourself and you take inventory. What is going on in me that I am having this? My experience of this problem with certain people. So you bring them up in your mind. You think, okay, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the memories are. But I know this when I hang around with, I'm annoyed, irritable, and I don't know what's all about. But it is memories in me. So please, you're talking to this child with memory bank. Please let go. So this is the most important, essential relationship in all of creation between the mother and the child. The mother can win the child over. She is home free. The child will help with the cleaning, will be willing to let go, will be willing to intuit into her field and say to her, this is coming up. We better get to it. Thank you very much. Now, you must ask the child permission to hold its shoulders. Please allow me to hold your shoulders. And as you reach for the shoulders, you begin to dialogue again. This dialogue about love, acknowledging the presence of the child. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being part of me. I'm really grateful to know that there is you and me, and that I have not been caring for since the beginning of the time. Please forgive me for ignoring you, not caring for you, causing you great harm and pain and sorrow. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you for being part of me. Then you reach for its shoulders and say to it, please allow me to hold your shoulders and give you unlimited love. Again, if you are looking for a business partner, this relationship with the child is the best business partner in creation. If the relationship between the mother and the child work, it will work along for everything. So you are holding shoulder and then you are looking to its eyes and you are feasting up. I have ignored you. I have caused you pain and sorrow. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you for being willing to let go so that you and I can be memory free, but you and I can walk hand in hand with divinity into the light. You can do this in the morning, you can do this in the evening. You can take few minutes out of your busy schedule to get connected, realign up, and when you are willing to do this, then the inner child would be partner. So now we are going to do 7 rounds of breathing. So both feet on the floor, your thumb, your forefingers touching, both hands on your knees or on your lap, and do the breathing. The breathing is the cleaning process that the child would appreciate it. So 1 round of breathing, you breathe in for the count of 7, you hold for the count of 7, then you exhale for the count of 7, and you hold for the count of 7. And you breathe 7 rounds, please. Thank you very much and welcome back. Welcome back. So just to remind you that if you are interested in 21 days meditation challenge, you can contact me. And I know this, these sessions we have been doing 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour, but 10 minutes, if you can devote to yourself, that will be a good starting point. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sasha.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Satish, for being part of our virtual wellbeing festival every day this week. It's been a blessing to get to know you and to listen to you. And I'm sure that everybody here feels the same way. I mean, what a fantastic way to start the day. Brilliant. Thank you. And there's lots of love coming in for you and claps as well. So, and if anybody has any questions or thoughts or comments, please drop them in the chat. And there is some love coming in for you here, Satish, as well.
Thank
So
you.
just to go through your feedback is really, really important to us. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are about the virtual wellbeing session, but also today's session. And you can use the QR codes there to give us your feedback. It helps us to inform the sessions moving forward, the future events. And you can find more resources and the activities and resources that have gone on this week are here to support you, and they're available on the Virtual Wellbeing Festival site. But please get social. Please share your experiences, and we'd love to hear how you're experiencing them. And you can do that through Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Use the hashtag VWBF23. But if you've been affected by any of the information or experiences shared in this video and you'd like to seek support or advice, please consider the following options. So we have the Northamptonshire NHS Talking Therapies team if you're concerned about stress or anxiety or depression. And for anything else, including access to more urgent help, please talk to the mental health crisis team, and there is a number there available. But also you could visit the mentalhealthnumber.me. Okay, but thank you everyone for joining us today, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Satish.
Thank you very much. Thanks.